Power to the people, we shine, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Yeah, welcome to the ride. Monday on the ride. Yes. Still here. Somebody met me today, guys, and they said, "But wait, Junior, you're still here?" I'm like, yeah, still here. What's wrong with that? I'm in Grenada still, guys, because I'm here minding ride-along business. I'm minding all your business. I'm stay minding my business, on our business, right? And the business ain't finished yet, so I still have to be here to take care of the business, right? Okay. So when all you see me on Wall Street and things, don't ask me, "Oh, but you're still here?" Yeah, still here. Still happy to be here in the hot sun, because I had the weather ain't too nice over all your side, North America. I heard the politics ain't too sweet over there too, right? Because, but some of you guys probably liked it. Today, a new president was sworn in the United States. The 47th president, Donald Trump, is back. So we're going to have a lot of conversation. My immigration attorney just messaged me today, and she said that we're going to have a lot of conversation to have as it relates to immigration because of what the new president said today. So we have a lot to talk about that. Speaking about politics. Speaking about politics. today, breaking news, guys. Brand new. Not brand new, breaking news. The Honorable Peter David, guys, the MP for St. George, Tongue of St. George, has officially resigned. This was confirmed by a resignation post by the Office of Public Relations from the New National Party. Well, it was rumored over the past couple days, that Honorable Peter David will resign. And yeah, definitely decided to make it official today. So we're going to talk about it, guys, because we have on our panel today Kem Jones, who has a lot to say. This man, Kem Jones, he has a lot to talk about, and he won't hold his tongue today. He's telling it as he sees it. And also Ian Django Thomas, who also don't mince words when he's speaking. He's also going to give us his opinion on the resignation here today. But I want to include you guys in the conversation. So throughout the program, we're going to open up the phone lines because I looked at your posts on social media today, guys, and I realized that you guys have a lot to say on the topic as well. Now, I must also state that earlier, I think it was during the Christmas season, I met with Honorable Peter David at the Christmas in Point, and he did express that he will make it his duty at some point to appear on the program. So expect an exclusive interview with Peter David in the next couple of days, right? In the next couple of days, we're gonna have that for you, okay? So we ain't wasting no time. Ian and Django, I could just see those guys and them. They just want to get at it. They just want to talk about it because there's so much to say on the topic. But before we bring on those guests, we have to say that this program is brought to you with kind compliments of Ride Excursions and Tours, Ride RYDE. And of course, if you look in the book your excursion and tours, you could do that right now at ride.gd. That's RYDE.gd. Check it out now. All right, guys, let's go right into it. We ain't wasting no time at all. Before I bring him on, let me pick up all our viewers. I see some favorites. Lacey J, Jennifer, Lydia, Cassandra, I see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, guys, so let's bring on my panelists, my guests, my homies, my friends. Kem Jones and, of course, Ian Django Thomas. Gentlemen, how you doing? Kem, wago?
I good, man. I was giving Ian the first goal, the first shot, you know. I good, man. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Nice, nice, nice. Django, how things? Hold on. Let me unmute you. Django, your audio mute. Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
I'm off mute.
Good.
Yeah, man, I'm good. How are you? How's everybody? How's business?
Everything is good. Everything is great. I'm still in the Isle of Spice. I don't want to go back. I said everybody see me say, "Well, you're still here." Like, yeah, I'm still here, man. Sunshine, and now I realize why you and Kem are always looking so young because all you're in this place, and it's just a blessing to be here all the time.
A little bit of rum too. Don't forget
Yes. Every time I see Kem, that's the first thing he does. Kem does want me to indulge. All right, guys. So breaking news. Kem, let's start with you. Let's talk about the breaking news. And probably it wasn't breaking news for you because you were speaking about it all along. What's your thoughts on this resignation today, Kem? Peter David making it official. He's out.
Right. Thank you, Junior. I think that's the first time for me for 2025 on your podcast, your program. I want to wish you and Ian Thomas Happy New Year, and your viewers, your listeners. I want to wish them all the best for 2025. Straight to the question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wish Peter David all the best. He is not a bad guy. I have had a lot of conversations with him. He would not pass me street, and I would not pass him street.
Mm-hmm.
We may not be on the same side, and right now he has no side, so even better yet. I want to say, if Peter was politically smart, he would have left the NNP the minute time Keith Mitchell went on that stage post General Counsel. I think it was somewhere in the Trade Center, either the Trade Center Annex, somewhere in the South.
Uh-huh.
And Keith Mitchell really went out on a limb. The guy gave Peter some real verbal blows on that stage. And I thought the very morning, the next day, the morning, Peter should have handed in his resignation from the NNP altogether. He didn't have to wait for so long, all this time and all this insult, all this embarrassment, because after that general council attack, verbal attack on Peter David, it only intensified at all the zonal meetings they had. I think it was it zonal meetings? They had this kind of every Thursday thing, and it was real blows, and then you saw it even before the convention. So I thought he did so. It was not a smart move for him to wait so long to resign, to get out of the NNP, because he never belonged with the NNP. Peter is, and he has always been seen by people with political sense as somebody who looking for somewhere to settle in. And he just happened to enter the NNP house, and all the rooms are occupied, all the beds and so on. And they decide to take some old clothes, and they tell him, well, sleep in the drawing room, take a night rest there. And then he thought that gradually he would get into the bedroom where you're going to get a nice, comfortable, bed and pillow and so on, not knowing, or maybe he knew Keith Mitchell is not a person to be trusted politically. So I thought he really stayed too long to hand in his resignation, and a lot of a lot of respect that people had for him, I think they lost that along the way. I'm not saying to you that people don't, like the guy still or respect the guy still. I'm simply saying that he would have gotten more respect from people if he had done so sooner, at least just after the General Council, when Keith Mitchell went and said all kind of stuff about him.
Django, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Kim is right to an extent. Me as a father, a parent, somebody that is, I believe, turning my own keys, would not sit in any setting and allow myself to be disrespected by any individual. Not my uncle, not my aunt, not my political leader, not my boss, not my employer. Because you see, as men, we have that bone in our body that is void of disrespect. The slightest instance of disrespect, a man, a grown man, a macho man receives, he retaliates immediately. I'm not too certain what the plan was to sit there and relax for this length of time, but it was long overdue, and all things being equal, at least it happened, but I believe he stayed a little bit too long in receiving the attacks. He should have left, as Kim said, the first moment, the first instance. You realize that the people here don't really want me. I'm not welcome here anymore. You cannot overstay. You should never overstay your welcome. And that is exactly what he did. He had to move as soon as he got wind of Mitchell and his behavior.
Yeah.
But I without cutting you, Junior, I don't believe he was welcome in the NNP. I mean, it's a good word to use, but I don't believe he was welcome in the NNP. You see, Peter and the gang, I think it was the gang of 10 or 11 or 12, when Uncle Tilly, because Uncle Tilly had Peter David as his best child. In other words, Uncle Tilly loved the guy bad. And if Peter had patience like he had with Keith with all the insults, you see a total opposite. Tillman Thomas was gracious, decent, nice to him. No matter he was behaving like a spoiled brat with the gang that he had, the guys who were with him. He didn't have patience with Tillman Thomas, right? And people never, I mean, you speak to NNP people too, they never ever forgive Peter David and that clique the way they treated Tillman Thomas. So him going into NNP was never a welcome. He wanted somewhere and he just enter. That's just my view and my opinion, and I respect Ion's opinion. But look, what this guy did to Uncle Tilly, some people saying today, that it's like a kind of curse, a kind of karma. It's like it had to happen to you that way, so you could learn somewhat. When a person is good to you and nice to you, you don't treat them that way. And that is how I'm seeing it.
Mm. Mm. I'm trying to assess Peter. I'm trying to get into Peter's head a bit, right? Because Peter, he was a part of the NDC, and they had a fallout there. He went over to the NNP, and of course, we know what happened today. What does Peter really want? Like, try to psychoanalyze the guy a little bit. Django, I know you kind of know him a bit. What does Peter really want as a person, really?
What I believe is going on with Pedro, you see, you have to look at his upbringing. And from people that probably was brought up with him, they knew him from a child. I believe that's my interpretation of what is happening. I believe he's a soul that likes to give. And he's a soul that likes to listen. And a lot of instances, even if you look at the past, he has listened to individuals that may not have been the best person to listen to in terms of decision making.
I see.
So you have influencers that have their own agenda, and they see you as that individual that they could use and they could carry you. So you have people like, I don't want to call names because they like to call and say they have thing they go sue. One of the union guys that used to be famous long time ago, I don't know if I could use that. He has been very instrumental in Pedro's bad decisions, in my interpretation, because he's not the type of, how to put it, charismatic individual. He's a more antagonistic, aggressive type of individual that would be harsh and blatant, and Peter is the more diplomatic guy than me, just try to carry out his agenda, to appease the gentleman. But if you look back, even from the PRG situation, the same former union boss was instrumental in that. And the bad names that was called during the PRG again is the same Peter name. Not because he did, but probably because he facilitated the gentleman's requests. The link up with the New National Party is not a personal decision of Peter David. It is as the gentleman's request to get back at Tillman for decisions that he felt should not have been made. So the individual, he's very quiet now. The last time I think he made some statement about the NDC didn't win election and still trying to throw shade. But I believe this individual has a lot of blame to take in Peter's decision making. I believe he have a lot of blame to take for Peter following this gentleman and making those bad political missteps, because he's a liked person across the fence. Both sides of the fence like Peter. NNP like him, some supporters like him, and NDC some supporters like him. He has represented people pro bono on numerous times, numerous occasions. He go to court, he tries his best to help individuals. But the influencers outside of himself, I believe, is his greatest problem. Bad friends.
Bad advice inside. When I put that question to somebody, the first thing somebody say is Peter want leadership. That's what they believe that he want. What do you think? What Peter really want? When you look
to be fair, if I join the police force, I should be aspiring or looking to become the commissioner of police one day. So to be fair to him, if he's a part of a political party, he should be looking to become the leader one day. All right. So at the end of the day, it's up to the people within the party to vote him in and for him to become the leader. But here it is. Peter David was tricked on umpteen occasions. And I believe that Keith Mitchell tricked Peter because Peter was vulnerable when they were expelled from the NDC, sorry. He was vulnerable. And I believe he was tricked by Keith Mitchell. He wooed him to come in, and whatever promises he made to Peter, Peter fell for it. But Peter's ideology, Peter's style, his way of doing things, his background, his everything, it just does not mesh with the NNP.
NNP.
He doesn't belong there, right? But Keith Mitchell said that he would unmask these guys and give Keith Mitchell, and you know I changed his name. His name now is the NNP Control. Emlyn Pay is the NNP TV, and Gregory Bowen is the NNP Manual, because you know Emlyn Pay is a puppet leader. But I am saying give Keith Mitchell what is his, and I seldomly give this guy any applause, any accolade, any commendation, anything of that sort. But give him what is his. He was able to unmask those masked men. He unmasked Boom Chess, that's Chester. He unmasked Peter. He unmasked nearly all of them, those guys. And right now they're in the political wilderness. Because you could say what you want about Grenada. It's a two-party system. Because if I am a voter, I want to vote for a party who can win government, who can become the government, form the government. I don't want to vote for a man, one person who just can't form nothing unless magically both sides get 7-7 and the guy is just lucky to get that one, like Exel Thomas sometime back, you know, and able to nicely negotiate for a certain position on one side, and then they form the government. But I am simply saying the system that we have is a two-party system. So it will be very, very difficult for him. And if I am a businessman and I have to put my money, even if I know the individual, put my money on the table, I want to put my money where I can get dividend, a return on my investment. So I would put my money where I think, you know, that party will form the government. But Peter, he's alone. I mean, yes, he may get 2, 3, 4, 5 people with him. But the question is, who would really go into that direction? Because it comes across, and you hear it on some of those, well, you see it on some of those chats, it comes across as though people are concluding Peter is all about position. He's not about the greater good of the organization. And then people are reflecting on NDC, the time in NDC, and his conduct there, right? Because the desperation for leader then comes into play, and you're seeing it with the NNP. Even if we know they didn't give him a good treatment in terms of, you know, the leadership, the race for leadership within the NNP. We know all of that. We agree, or at least a couple people agree that it was not done the way it's supposed to, and you know, giving him a fair chance. But I am still saying people are concluding that Peter is all about Peter and leadership. He wants leadership. And Keith Mitchell said some years ago, just get between power, either power or leadership or something of that sort, and Peter. It could be your mother, your father, you go face the... And Keith was not lying. Peter is all about power. He wants power. And all the organizations are recognizing that. NDC recognized that under Uncle Tilly. Now Keith Mitchell. So where else? Where else to go? Maybe form his own thing and fight himself.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about early missteps. Django, jump on that. Early missteps that Peter made. Because what Peter is seeing right now, I think a lot of people warned him about this, even in the giddy up of the whole thing. When he started, after, of course, he was expelled from NDC, and he was in the wilderness for a bit there, and he had to make a decision for his political career. What do you think was his misstep? Do you think that then and there he should be plotting out his political career by what he's planning on doing now, then?
The first misstep, I believe, he should have held fast to a political philosophy.
Uh-huh.
That is the first mistake. If you're, as Kim pointed out, Peter's persona, his behavior, the way he walks, the way he talks, is nothing close to what NNP does. So it's like you cross Trump in a sense. You go into the wrong place. That is not you. You can't fit there. It's not for you. It's not your thing. You ain't taste right. You ain't even look. Peter in a green jersey doesn't look right. You understand the point I'm making? You have to understand, because I personally believe politics is about a philosophical position. You can't be NDC and you can't be NNP at the same time. It's too opposite. So he had to understand that, listen to me, coming from the PRG is about social programs, about building the country, empowering people and so forth. NNP is against that. Furthermore, the leader of the NNP at the time was against the whole revolution that he was part of forming. That's not the point. So you can't fit there. That mesh was that marriage, as Peter liked to say, that was a bad marriage. That was a bad marriage. So understanding your political philosophy, what you ascribe to, what you feel, what you believe, what you would die for. You can't die for two things. You can't die for two things. So it's either you're a socialist to the bone, or you're a capitalist to the bone, or you're in the middle to the bone. You can't be all over the place. So that was the first misstep. Understanding your political position, your philosophy, what you believe, and going against that to satisfy. I'm not too sure if it was revenge because the NDC expelled them, but that was a bad fit. That was the first problem. That thing is not for you. Why do you think I can't support NNP? I don't even work like an NNP. I can't do it.
But look at Kem. Well, look at Kem now. Kem was an NNP.
Yes.
Yeah, but Kem NNPism may not have been. Kem probably was an NNP. You know? He probably was in the camp.
Kem. So what you used to work like an NNP too?
Yeah, well, in fact, I was the youngest executive member of the NNP at once. And I am the kind of person I don't take shit. You know, I'm a firm person. And I recognize Keith Mitchell from day one. From day one, I recognize Keith Mitchell. This guy ain't good. And he can get you to that place where you would believe him. And that is why I'm saying to you, I believe the guy tricked Peter David. He wooed him to come into NNP, making Peter believe that he's going to get something. And then the man just turned on Peter because he realized Peter's ambition. Peter wants power. Peter wants leadership. He wants to be in control of the thing, you know. And if he can't get it this way, he's going to try to get it that way. So at the end of the day, Peter didn't realize that Keith Mitchell had something in his back pocket waiting for him. He's shocked. Peter is still in awe, you know. I met Peter and his clique down in the south, just, you know, a little after all the little drama and so on. And the guy is not himself. The good pal. I mean, I feel it for his friends and his colleagues and all those guys because deep down I'm laughing at them because I told them so, you know. I said, boy, this wedding is a Obia wedding, there's a voodoo wedding. That can't last. That would never build to last. That was never built to last. And they thought, well, it's a coronation. That the man go get the leadership, he go get the thing, he go become the man in charge. You know, see, Keith Mitchell bury hatchet and he forget and he forgive and he, you know, the nice now and you know, see they walking together and they talking together and they bouncing glass together and so on. I said, boy, are you joking? I said, Keith Mitchell giving that man that party, you joking? You think Keith Mitchell doesn't know that Emlyn Pear can't make it? He knows.
Yeah.
So he put the little puppet at the front, waiting for something dramatic to happen, and then he steps back at the forefront of the thing. So Peter was tricked, in my view. The guy ain't smart. I remember a friend telling me that Peter was a captain, I think, during the revolutionary time. I was not around. But, you know, if you're the captain, you have to lead. You ask Peter in what area he ever led anything during that period of time. You ask him when you see him. The guy's not a leader. He's a coward. By the time he hear noise, he going to hide. So he would never be brave enough as Glenys Roberts, for example, and give her what is hers. Give her her flowers now. She was brave enough to start North. And we know North died in the Center Cemetery, or let's say the Grandin Cemetery. I am saying to you, she was brave, but Peter was not brave enough even at that time to even join, much less to be a part of the thing in any big way. And I want to believe that he had some part to play in it, and then he decided to back off. I want to believe that. Right? So all this talk about Peter, start your own party and start your this, and Peter is not a leader. That thing go fail. No matter, he go fail. Everywhere he go, he's ruction. He go mash up. No problem.
There's no space.
So
There's no space for a third party.
So then Dr. Keith Mitchell was right then.
Yes. The man right with Peter. The man knows that Peter doesn't have what it takes. Peter, watch me. Peter could talk, you know. Peter is a talker. He's smooth. And he has this kind of cheeky laugh, cheeky grin, this kind of clandestine way about him. But the guy, in other words, to lead, let's look at the most honorable Deacon Mitchell. When our beloved Prime Minister now, but he was Deacon then, came to the NDC, he came with an organized group of men and women, you know. And they were ready on day one to do the work and to get the job done. They were not going and hide in a corner and wait for somebody. No. You had the young professionals. Well, Ian, you knew at the time, right? The young professionals with a good core of people behind him ready to work for the NDC and get the NDC into power. He is a leader, in fact. When we had conversations, Youth for Change, and Ian, he's privy to that, Deacon would lead, well, at the time, right? He would lead. He would be front. Not Peter. You're joking? Ask Peter, who are the people around him? Stale goods. These guys been around there for years in the politics. People don't want to see them. They're still. Peter will be, I think, this year, 68 years, 68 years old. So Peter is not a young boy in this thing, Peter was born in 1957, I think. 1957. You're talking about the population of Grenada. The majority of people are under 45. Peter is old school. That's the reality. And Keith knows that there's no future in a Peter as a leader. That doesn't mean to say that Emlyn is better than him, right? But Keith knows that. And Keith wants to more or less go out with all these guys, that a political career would end also at the same time, because they're pretty much around the same age, 2 years apart, 4 years apart, 5 years apart, for the most 10, right? Because I think Keith is about what? 80, not 80, 70, 78? 1946 to now is what? It's about what? 78, somewhere down there, right? We could do the maths, right? I think it's about 78. So the guy is pretty senior in the thing too, and Peter is not too far from him. So at the end of it all these guys are going down the Chester, all of them, they pretty much around the same age group, right? So Keith wants to end all of them career, and I think he will be successful with that, because he's already ended. Keith's political career already ended by the people, by the electorate, right? But when it comes to these guys, Keith manually ending their political career, and he knows how to do it.
Yeah, but it might be prudent to do that from a political perspective. Okay, ending their political career, moving forward. But how does that ring true for the organization then? Because the organization now is in shambles. Well, from what I'm seeing, they lost what's her name?
Delma.
Right.
So they started at 6. Now they lost Delma. Now they lost Peter. That doesn't look as progress. It looks as they're going backwards. They're losing more than they're gaining.
Well, as a friend said, election ain't come yet, and they're losing seats. Election is 3 years or so away, and NNP start losing seats already. You could imagine that. They lost Delma, as you rightly said. They lose Peter. Come on, I'm lost. I'm in awe. I'm shocked to say that the election is so far away and they're losing seats. And mind you, NNP has serious infighting. They would come and give you the impression. In fact, Emlyn Pear, the NNP TV, will be out there tomorrow. I think she has some press conference, some presser, and she will come and give you the impression that all is well there. They're serious. In fact, I got an inside scoop. Those guys are fighting among themselves because there's a faction within NNP who is not in agreement with the way they treated Peter. Right? Because it is Peter, in all the period of Keith Mitchell going on the stage and getting on like some woman by the riverside with all the bacchanal and all the melee, not once Peter came out and light fire to the thing or responded to him or disrespected him or approached the thing unprofessionally, we could say what we want about him. We don't agree on everything, but the guy was very professional in the way he handled the situation. I mean, I am of the view that he should have exited the stadium long before. Long before now, he should have resigned from that organization and get out and do his own thing if he has to or whatever, or just go into political hibernation, whatever he wants to do. But I am saying there is a core group within NNP. And only today I was speaking to a senior one saying to me that they are not in agreement with the way they treated the guy. And as an organization, the other people are scared that they may suffer a similar fate. So because sometimes you may think you're going after that person and you're treating them in that way, but the other people are actually looking and say, but I wonder if that could be me, boy. I wonder if they will treat me so.
Exactly.
You see the point?
Exactly what happened.
So that is something that they have to deal with. There is serious infighting within there, serious instability and problems. And I love the fact that our Prime Minister put out a nice flyer talking about unity, because unity is strength. If you cannot unite your house, you can't unite your party, you want to come and unite country, your mother what? Are you joking? You gotta start home, dance a yard before you dance abroad. It's what it is.
But listen to this now. You said that Dr. Keith Mitchell didn't respect or like Peter very much. But in the early stages of that relationship, Peter at one point was the Minister of Foreign Affairs. He traveled the world. He presented at the UN. So what changed? What changed? If he gave him all that prominence, all that push, all that power,
remember, Peter was demoted,
Yeah, no.
He was as Minister of Agriculture, I think, at once. Coming to the end there.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Right? But here it is. Keith Mitchell is an actor. When Keith Mitchell was young, right, in school and so on, they used to tease him. And he could act. The guy is an actor. He's a pretensive guy. So Peter is not accustomed with that kind of act, that Hollywood style acting. Keith Mitchell projected an image just to get Peter supporters to fall in line and to move over to NNP. Because remember, they were hardliners, These guys fought Keith Mitchell and the NNP politically for a lot of years, Not a little amount of years. They hated Keith Mitchell from just his name alone, his problems. So Keith Mitchell, remember when Peter David had to run in town and they were challenging his citizenship about Canada, and he was a citizen of there and a citizen of there. And the man, they had to go to court and they had to, all kind of things, they had to fight and fight and fight. That was under NNP, They were fighting Peter, Lest you forget that. And Keith Mitchell, after Peter was expelled, the guy was lonely, more or less. He wanted relevance. He wanted a place. And Keith Mitchell was able to hold his hands, not genuinely, hold his hands pretending that he was his friend. But indeed, he was not. The guy was never his friend. He just wanted to go back into power because, you see, Keith is a poor hungry man too, He's a poor hungry man too, just as Peter. So he wanted to go back into power in 2013. And he used Peter. Peter is a plum, but right now he's a plum seed. The guy used that plum, suck it, and just spit it out, And that's it. No, that's the reality. That is the reality. And he used Peter and all those boys. I remember them on platform. And because Peter didn't run. Remember, Peter did not run in 2013, He decided he would give the white boy from the South the opportunity to come in town and run. And, remember, and he never put up any resistance. And he walked with the man and the guy won. And then he went back in town and the guy went down in the South. And he won in the South again. I mean, he qualified for his pension, so he could care less now. Right? But I am simply saying, my brother, that was a game played by Keith. And I saw on nomination day, they holding hand and they sing and they all smiles. And Keith Mitchell is an actor. But Peter David was never the kind of person to go in a cinema and see that kind of acts and see that kind of actor on the stage. Keith Mitchell is a serious actor. The man tones sometimes. He will use different tones to appease you, to trick you, to cause you to have feelings. Then sometimes he dance. Sometimes he give a kind of cry way. The guy's an actor. Keith Mitchell tricked Peter David. He acted well, make people believe. Even Boom Chess, right, was tricked too. He was tricked. He thought that the man genuine. He gave him a little blind in the parliament. He wear the colonial wig, the colonial thing, the slave and the kind of thing like that. He wore that and he thought he was right there. He had everything before him. Keith Mitchell tricked Peter David. And mind you, a old lady tell me today, he damn good for Peter. But my boy, Peter is my boy. Old lady was telling me that in tongue today, But, he's my boy.
Yeah.
He's my boy and, I wish him all the best.
Yeah. Django, why you think he was given those positions in the early stages? And what changed from your perspective? What's your thoughts?
You remember Pedro was able to finance almost $25 million for that campaign. Eh? Remember, he was able to bring to the new National Party almost $25 million. So the positions may just be a little payback. But it was short-lived. Remember, it was short-lived.
Ian, we still have to say it's alleged.
It's alleged. It's alleged.
We have to say it's alleged here.
Yeah.
We only heard your good partner. Your good partner they say that the man was able to get what 20-something million and XYZ. So it's alleged.
All right,
Right?
let's claim it as an allegation.
Yeah.
But we know better. It was alleged. Yes, so the positions may just be a kickback for that financial injection to the organization. But what we have to look at now, we have to look at the fallout from the resignation. Because remember, Peter is one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Peter has cemented himself throughout the NNP organization, throughout the country. So him resigning, you will see a lot more resignation. He may not be in an official capacity with letters and so forth, but a lot of individuals that voted for the new National Party last elections presently will not vote for NNP anymore.
And Django, we should not forget Neilon Franklin. He
the
also
young man from Northwest.
From the NNP party. And remember, he was a senator.
Yeah.
And there was another young lady who was a senator.
Both senators resigned.
Right. They resign and they move on. And then you have other people who, because say what you want about Neilon Franklin. This guy has potential. I like him because he's simple, he's meek, he's ordinary, and he can relate. I had a good laugh with him up there at the canal on Saturday going at Abigail's birthday party. And he's always a very modest and decent young man. But, he has future politically. So it's not just Peter.
The fallout will be great. The fallout will be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Quite a number of people will resign and move on to NNP.
What would happen, even if they do not officially resign, they may not be motivated to even speak NNP language.
Right.
So technically, they're now neutralized. And it gives us an opportunity to capitalize on that. How do we proceed? How do we go ahead with that? Because in every disaster, there's a great opportunity for us. If you look at, just yesterday I was speaking to my friend about this young man from Trinidad, young brother. During COVID, when everybody was complaining about losing their jobs and so forth, young brother just started this thing and today he's a sensation. So with that situation here with Peter and the New National Party, it gives us an opportunity to capitalize on that resignation. How do we do that? Do we want him back as a member of the party? Do we ask him to come? Do we seek for reconciliation with Uncle Tilly? What do we do? Because it would be foolhardy for us to waste this opportunity here and not capitalize on it. So we should get our gloves together, see how we could sanitize the situation.
You see, that's where me and Ian got a problem, right?
No, I said, hold on.
Me and Ian got a problem.
I ain't saying we're taking back anybody. I'm just saying we have to sanitize the situation and see how we could garner any benefit from the opportunity.
Right.
So it's represented to us.
Peter, to me, represents chaos politically. Everywhere he goes is problems. Peter needs to go in the political warehouse or storeroom. Not warehouse, storeroom. His time on the political stage, a good dancer must know when to exit. He needs to go in the political storeroom. Forget, Peter is done. He and his little clique and his little boys who play in the bushy and so on in the place, them elitists and so on, they could, just relax, go on Grandon's beach as they're accustomed to and relax, drink something and enjoy themselves. The politics has moved on. It is no longer a Peter era politics and a Keith Mitchell politics. NDC has put forward a group of young men and young women. They no longer like Emlyn Payne in the parliament with a paper and Keith Mitchell with a paper reading. They use their phone, they use their tablet, they use their computers, right? They're like us. They're like the young people in this place. It has left Peter. Peter is past tense. So I am of the view that NDC has to continue on the path that they're on. Grenadians are loving it. They have been positive. They have been doing things for the people within the constituencies, within Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. They have been proactive and also reactive. They're getting stuff done. People loving it. It's an energy, it's a vibes, it's a thing that's happening here. That's unique. It's special. Peter David is a spoiler. He's a spoiler. In other words, you don't have concha flour, and because you love dumplings so much, you go and get some baking flour, and you start to do things. And then you start to realize that the baking flour in the dumpling just swell. He's a spoiler. You understand the point? He's a spoiler. So we have to balance the thing. He has to go in the political storeroom. His usefulness has come to an end. I used to call Mitchell expired corned beef. Maybe I need to call him expired sardine or expired hot dog or something like that. The guy, he may have some people following him. He may have some people that like him, but he could be useful in the storeroom, politically, in my belief. NDC is on the right track.
So Django, you have the belief that Peter could bring some commodity value to NDC?
I believe yes. Because you see, politics is about influence and people. Nothing more than that. Influence and people. As it is, like it or not, believe it or not, Peter has influence nationally. He has national appeal. Yes? We could like it or not, we could believe it or not. Because I am certain, every little village you go to in Grenada, and you ask random people, what do you think? You would hear mixed messages. You wouldn't hear everybody saying that he is expired. There are people that still believe that he has contributions to make. So if, as an organization, you understand the importance of politics and the importance of influence and people, you don't discard him. You probably, as my political father always said, that's Patrick Simmons, we have 3 different embrace. You give a partner a tap on the shoulder, that's an embrace. You don't push them away. You have people you would shake the hand and you have people you would hug. We now just have to figure out what type of embrace we're going to extend, because we need as much votes as possible. We cannot take anything for granted, even if the government is performing exceptionally well. There are people in the communities and the country here that is not feeling the work of the government, and they may just feel the need to want to vote against the government. So we should not for a minute, take it for granted that we have this thing locked down. If we have to capitalize on, we may not have to bring him in as a member of the party. I'm not saying as a member of the party. I'm not saying as an elected representative. But if we could use his workmen in the communities to push the agenda of the National Democratic Congress to secure 12 out of the 15 seats, I'm all for that. Because we have to win the next election, and as Donald Trump would say, bigly. When winning the election, I know 2 seats and 3 seats. We have to go hard, and we want all the numbers we could get to win this thing. Peter doesn't have to be a candidate for the NDC. He doesn't have to be a member of the party. But we want the influence to guide his supporters to vote for our party. And that is what is important.
Yeah, Kim, and also, Kim, in your response, I want you to speak about how do you think that the constituents, the people, the supporters will accept that Peter possibly coming back into the NDC?
No. Who you ask, me that or Ian?
Yeah, well,
you.
Yeah, well, my position is clear. There is no room in the NDC for Peter. You understand? Nah, Peter, come on, man. Let me tell you this. My brother, I had some friends by me, and I needed to make an oil down. Right? I had everything except some pigtail. So I take my fastness and I go by a particular shop and I bought the pigtail. You know, when we start to eat, we realize that the pigtail ain't good. So you may want to add thing and put thing to thing. If he go, because we could have eaten the oil down with just the back and neck and we had a little pig snout and a little saltfish in it, you know. But I take my fastness and go and buy a 4 or 5 pound of pigtail. The thing spoil the pot, you know. The pigtail ain't good. But I am simply saying all of this to say to you, my brother, watch. The best thing NDC did is to pass this law regarding guns, right? Make it what 40 years, I think, 40 years maximum.
Yeah.
That's the best thing NDC did in a long, long time, because there's a particular individual and his friends. A lot of them in jail. There's a particular individual, his friends, his clique, the people who are associated with that particular individual. They're in jail. They're on remand because many of them they were caught with illegal firearms and so on, and begging again. You know, magistrate court straight up in the jail. So I am simply saying, NDC has something working good for them. The thing nice, you okay? You don't want no spoiler. You want no pigtail that's at this point in time. You see, there is stability in Grenada. There is stability, and any reasonable thinking person, any logically thinking person, any patriotic Grenadian would want to see the NDC remain there. Would want to see the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team continue to transform Grenada. I'm not saying that the guy doesn't have 1 or 2 people in certain little areas who like him and so on. I mean, and it's not even significant. And he was smart enough not to run independently into 2013, because he would have gotten a nasty cut skin. But here it is, you ask me a question. And I want to say to you, brother, the people in the tongue of St. George, I am certain a lot of them are happy with the fact that this guy finally grew the balls to exit that organization. I could tell you that, because people were angry, people were bitter. How the hell this man who doesn't need, let's quote unquote anything, right? He born in it, so to speak. Why would you stay and take all this insult and all this embarrassment and so on? They're glad. A lot of these people glad that the guy exit NNP. But I want to believe also that there are a lot of people who are saying, Peter, your time has come on the stage of politics to exit. Call it a day. You run from NDC to NNP, and now from NNP to where? Home. Go home politically.
So let's look at a scenario here now. If Peter decided not to go back to NDC, but instead form his own political organization, how is that going to face? Django, what's your thoughts on that idea?
That would die a natural death, because you see, our climate here, our political climate here, doesn't have any room, any space for a third party. It can't happen. The most that could happen, a very popular individual might be able to get maybe 1,000 votes nationally, because nobody votes for a man. They want to vote for a party that could actually bring change. You ain't voting because you want to vote. You understand? The large majority of the voters want to vote for a team that could win and represent the interest in the parliament. So the most you could get as an individual or a new party might be probably 2,000 votes through 15 different constituencies. What do you do with that? You ain't winning no seat as an independent here. You're not with, because you see, the climate has changed. It happened in the past, but now we're split in the middle. We have NNP and we have NDC. What we're supposed to do now as NDC is try to dismantle NNP as much as possible. Break that shit up as much as possible. Strengthen yourself, consolidate your numbers. Make sure that when you go to the polls, the 28,000, the 31,000 you're getting, you should be getting 40 and 50 and even probably 60,000 votes, because the government is performing exceptionally well.
But then we're talking about like a one-party kind of system then?
No, you need to have Keith in the parliament. Let Keith stay in the parliament because he likes power. Let him stay as leader of the opposition. Let him see the works of the young people and the benefits the people of the country are getting. Let him stay there, because he go run again, He has nowhere to go. He He have nowhere to go. The man want to remain because he have this hope, you know. He is sitting, I remember a couple months ago, somebody told me, after the election, a very good friend of mine that has been a member of the New National Party, furthermore, a minister of government in the past NNP, kids sitting down in the house and pray for NDC to fail it. The man on him is praying all day. Let us screw up, he coming back. Because you see, his intention is not good intention. My view, we have to make sure the disclaimer is out. He wants disruption to take place here so he could come in and pretend that he care about the people. But his whole day, he's spending on his knees praying for the government to fail. That is a wicked individual. You can't be a man that's saying you love the people and you love your country and you hope in the country fail for you to look good. What kind of individual is that? So I wanted to stay in the parliament, remain in opposition, and let the young guys grow the country, transform this country, and he could see it from the sidelines. He have nothing to do with it. He had 23 years to do it. What was done in 23 years? Look as we just getting a new police headquarters. What was done? You made declaration in 2013 that we are expecting a police headquarters. 10 years later, the NDC had to come and secure property and create that environment for the officers, and the police still voted for him. These are the things I have problems with. So I wanted to remain in the parliament. Continue to run and win in St. George Northwest. Win, man. But you're staying on his side. Leader of the opposition and watch the guys work. Watch the team work.
Yeah. Let me just say this, guys, you're watching right along live, and you could be a part of this conversation as well. The number on the screen, if you want to call, you could call direct, 718-701-5720, or on the WhatsApp, same number on the WhatsApp. Let us hear what you have to say on this topic. We're talking about the resignation of Peter David earlier today. Big breaking news, but by no way unexpected. Everyone sort of knew that Peter would have at one point in time break away because of the treatment he received during the recent the
Convention.
Yes, the recent convention. So it was expected that it would have happened. So put your voice on record, guys. You could call in right now, 718-701-5720. Let us talk about it. Right. So we're saying that Peter creating a new party ain't gonna work, ain't gonna happen, shouldn't happen, would not succeed. Him going back to the NDC, Kem, you saying that ain't gonna happen, people not gonna accept him. So are we saying? Let me take this call. Are we saying?
Right. So
You're not hearing.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Kim. Go ahead.
No, we are not hearing the caller.
We didn't hear anything, eh?
Okay, you're not hearing me?
No, we didn't hear you, and we didn't hear the caller.
No. I didn't take the call.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take the call. I'm about to close my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is on my phone that's ringing. So I'm about to close that and take it on this device. But Kim, go ahead.
No, well, for me, you see, NDC got 31,000 or so votes last election. NNP got about 28,000 or so. So it's very clear that because grandmother was NNP, children became NNP, and children became NNP. A similar thing with NDC. Grandmother, grandfather was NDC, the children, they grew, they became NDC, and then their children. So it's a tough cycle to break.
Right.
Very, very tough, and especially with an NDC that's performing well. So Peter would have it even harder. If it was then when NUF was formed, for example, if he had made that move to go with NUF and run and maybe win one seat, at least the start of that party, and have the party be relevant in the scheme of things, maybe by now, he would have been a main player in the scheme of things. But to go and start a party, people now would conclude that he just power the man want. He wants to be a spoiler. And some people may say he wants to be a spoiler.
Right.
Because remember, Francis Alexis up that side, if he didn't run David Lambert, he would have won that seat handsomely in St. George Southeast.
Yeah.
He was considered a spoiler. And there was two other constituencies or a similar thing. I think Karaku Carriacou, there was a guy who ran there. Was it Francis? Some kind of guy, some name, who ran there when NDC lost that seat by what, 6 or 7 votes? I think the guy got 9 votes. He had 9 or 10 votes. And that could have changed the scheme of things in that constituency and the general election.
Yeah.
Which was prime.
Yeah. We got a call on the line. Let's jump to the caller right now. Caller, you are live. Caller, please turn down your background audio and pose your question, and you could listen to the response back on the live. All right? Your background is very loud, by the way. Go ahead, caller.
You hear me now?
Yeah, hearing you now. Go ahead, caller.
Okay. Well, I know my friend Kem wouldn't agree with me, but what Django is saying, and this is what I've been saying to a couple of people in my circle, that you see the difference between Dr. Mitchell, although you might not like him, but I remember Nazim Box gave a preview of this man. There is things that this man do that keep him in politics and keep him relevant in politics. You might not like him, but he take the initiative. When he see the opening, he goes for it. I would bring back Peter David in the party. I know my brother Kim Jones don't like it, but we have an election to win. Politics is a dirty game. This is what the politics is no nice thing, you know.
Yeah.
We have to take the initiative, whether he come back in the party as a member, but we have to take the initiative because remember, politics is a dirty game, and I always remember Brother Nazim Bok gave a review of this man, Kid Mitchell. You see, this is why this man, whether you like him or not, this is why he won all this election. Remember what he did with Peter David when he left the party? Take him. We could do the same thing. We don't must bring him back in the party as a member. But we have to take the opportunity while it presents itself.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you for your input. Kem, the saying, boy.
Well, you see, we have to bring some sanity back into the politics. The politics of old is a dirty game, was a dirty game. But the politics of new has to be a politics of sanity, right? It just can't continue with the same thing with the hope that we're going to get different results. And you're dealing with a different make. NNP and NDC is two different in terms of the membership and the supporters. They are totally different. They are more conservative somewhat. They read, they follow current affairs. They on point with so many things. The NNP, if Keith Mitchell put some donkey dung, what you call them, the dung from the donkey, the whatever comes from the donkey, and he, dress it up nicely. I am of the belief that a lot of his supporters will believe it's some cake made by some big bakery somewhere in town, because whatever the guy says goes within that. We saw it in the lead up to the convention. The party is the man on. You understand the point? Whatever he says goes. So his supporters, they will accept anything. But when it comes to NDC supporters, brother, different. And Django could attest to that. NDC supporters, they would not go and vote for NNP, But if they're happy with you, they stay home, They stay home. I'm telling you, because you see, it's different. But the NNP, even if they're not happy, and Keith Mitchell say, come out, they're coming out. They're going out, and that is why he's hanging on. That is why Keith Mitchell is still hanging on in the politics. Else he exit already. Look at Emlyn Pye is the leader of the party, but she's not the leader of the opposition. Keith Mitchell is the leader of the opposition. So he's hanging on because he understands his supporters. He understands the people who support the NNP versus the NDC. It's a different look. I love the conversation, but it's a very difficult sell.
Yeah. We got another caller on the line. Let's jump to the caller right now. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. Good evening, both you and the both panelists there. This is Simon from Toronto. Yeah.
Hey, Simon, go right ahead, Simon.
Yeah. So I have a question here. Maybe any one of the panelists could answer. Just in case Peter did not go back into politics, what would be the situation with his constituency? Would that be up for a by-election, or whatever the way it's going to swing, I just want to find out in terms of the I don't know what's the constitution. Maybe Kem would have that answer, or the other gentleman would have that answer. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Listen to the response on the live. All right. Thank you for calling.
Well, he has to resign as a member of parliament for there to be by election. But resigning from the NNP, that's a party thing. But the caller asked about him just finishing the politics. So I want to believe that the caller is implying that the guy calling it a day, resigning as a member of parliament, and that's it. Then there will be a by-election in that constituency. All right, so that is what could happen. But Peter would hang on. Remember, the money that these guys getting on a monthly basis now is more, thanks to the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and the NDC. Right? He could sit down and, because $5,000 is a hefty sum, even if you consider it to be pension. Although we know after two terms, they qualify for pension at age 55, I think, based on the law, as the parliamentarians, right? So even if he get in the 5,000 and hanging on until the end of this term, the next 3 years, let's do the math. You're talking about 60, 120. That's $180,000 just like that, right? And you don't have to work hard for it, because people don't really see Peter much in his constituency, except he's some partner of his funeral or something. Other than that, you don't see Peter much in Tongue of St. George. And I asked a friend, show me 2 things that Peter did in the Tongue of St. George. Look at the sidewalk in Tongue. Right now you have Jason Skeet bumping the gum and running him out about Claudette Joseph as though Claudette was elected in the Tongue of St. George. What's wrong with that boy? Huh? At the end of the day, Peter is the member of parliament. He's getting $10,000 constituency allowance like anybody else. He could undertake some small projects to name the streets in St. George's. I am certain, Junior, you don't know where is Hillsborough Street, Go Street, Grenville Street, Young Street, Church Street, Maloney. In other words, name Kakosh Alley, name those streets, at least as a community project with that kind of money, or fix one sidewalk, one area. Fix it, modernize it. You're the MP in the area. Everything is cluttered. What Claudette Joseph do them? Colloquially speaking. I am simply saying, I want somebody to tell me, look at the carnage. You've been to the carnage, Junior? Because now you are the truck, and you have the truck, and you are the bike, you all are the place, I am simply saying to you, look at the carnage, look at the where the boats, the sidewalk. Yeah. Just that he could undertake a nice little project to patch up the thing and fix it up, it's concrete, and modernize it, put some little lights up, simple things with the 10,000 that they get in as constituency allowance. Nothing but Peter what? What Peter has done in the Tongue of St. George? Troops. According to a certain man, troops.
So let me ask you this question though. Now that Peter resigned from the NNP, does that mean that the NNP now have 4?
Yes. 4.
Oh.
So Peter is no longer, and Django could come in here, he's no longer aligned to NNP or NDC. So you could see him as more or less a backbencher. Right, but if you want to call it a backbencher, he's so right. But no, it can't be backbencher. You could be government.
Backbencher,
government side. Yes, right. So he's more or less. But I would love to see where he would sit in the parliament also. That one would be interesting, because he normally sits among the Keats, the Emlyn, the right. I think he normally in the far end or in the middle.
Yeah. In the middle. He sits in the middle. Yeah.
In the middle of maybe.
In the middle. Yeah.
Right. I have 2 of them. So maybe he may shift further down and allow them to be in the pack. So it's interesting times, and I'm loving it, because at the end of the day, the politics it's evolving, and let's see how it goes from there. Because look, if I was Peter David right now, he resigned from NNP, he resigned from the party, he resigned from as MP of the Tongue of St. George, identify somebody with more potential and so on, let them run. There's a great probability that they would win, and let's see how it goes from there. In terms of you grooming somebody now to move in this period forward, or just relax and collect the $5,000 every month.
Guys, 718-701-5720. We are talking here with Kim and, of course, Django. Want your input as well. If you want to chime in on the WhatsApp, you could call, or you could call direct. Number again, 718-701-5720. Get some of your calls right after this. We'll move right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Yeah, don't forget, guys, this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride, e-bike, and excursions, guys. Don't forget, also, we are looking for drivers. You know, drivers at Ride right now make an average of about $2,000 per month. Yeah? Drivers are getting paid really well when they drive with Ride. So get your A-class license and sign up to be a driver. There's a whole process. You ain't jumping off the street and driving them people. It's a process. So if you know someone that already has an A-class license, which is a bike license, ask them to sign up. We'll take them to the process and put them on a sustainable, very sustainable salary. All right? All right, guys. Let's go back to the phone lines. We are live. Let's go right now. Line 1, caller live. Where are you calling us from?
Junior, I'm calling from New York. I've been listening to your program. It's very interesting.
Yes.
And first, happy Martin Luther King Day, Junior. You guys on the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Yes.
Happy Trump. Just kidding, man.
Yes.
Anyway, you're listening to the program. Listen to some of the things what Kim say and some of the things what Django say. Django make a lot of sense because okay, we have to look at it, right? We have to look at when we go back to Parliament. Remember, Peter are going to be independent. And I think it's a lot going to depend on how we vote. You understand? And you got to realize a lot of, even though the government is doing good, but a lot of the MPs and them is not showing up. And we have to be honest. You understand? And then Peter attract a younger crowd. Okay, Junior, with me?
Yeah, caller. Yeah, go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah. Okay, because I know the WhatsApp acting up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to remember Peter attract a younger crowd. And we know you have 2 senators that resigned from NNP. So basically what we might see, and I think it's going to happen, I think Peter will form a party. And he's going to bring young people into the mix. You understand? Because we got to realize NNP attract a lot of elder people. And we got to realize Peter could take vote from both sides. And if Peter have a third party, it will be a good for NDC. Because remember, he will be drawing a lot of the vote from NNP. Because if you look at the NNP convention, a lot of people is very unhappy. You understand? Because I listen to Real FM and people calling and they've been talking about it. They're talking about the third party. You know what I mean? So Peter could be encouraged. And let us not just take it for granted. You understand? And I heard Kim say that NDC may not want him, whatever. But we have to look about, remember, when you go back to Parliament, as I said, you're going to be an independent. So based on where you vote, how you vote, based on how you vote could make a big difference. And Junior, you know that happened in American politics. Remember Bernie Sanders?
Right.
Bernie Sanders is an independent. But also you know how you vote. You vote Democrats, right? So basically we could see a change. And I think it's going to be healthy if there is a third party. Junior, have a great one, man.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller.
Right. I think I think the caller got that wrong, Do not confuse America politics with Grenada's politics. The government has the majority.
Yeah, they already have the majority.
And by far.
Yeah.
So Peter voting wherever he will vote in the future in the parliament will make no difference.
Yeah.
All the bills will be passed in the Senate and in the House, in the lower house and in the upper house. So that would not make a difference. But also, I think it's wishful thinking on the part of the caller, and I respect the caller's opinion, right? I respect your opinion, sir. But Peter would attract what, a younger crowd, a younger set of supporters. I'm somewhat baffled where that is concerned. And also, the NDC, don't believe that NDC supporters going to vote for a Peter party or NNP party. That don't happening. NDC supporters, they don't support anything except NDC. And if they not pleased with certain things, they might stay home. But they will not want vote for a Peter party. And that is why they thought when Glennis, we have to be students of history, They thought when Glennis left NDC with, they expelled a group of them and they formed what NOF. There's a whole bunch of NDC boys and girls, who organized that thing, and still they were not able to get anything significant in terms of votes. They were not, and then you just don't hear about them anymore. You see the point? So Peter would not be able to get any NDC supporter. The people who are with Peter are already with Peter, NDC supporter. They might be a Peter supporter, but not an NDC supporter.
I got a call on the line. Caller, you are live on the phone lines. Go right ahead.
I'm listening to your panelists, Yango and Kem.
Yes.
You all hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you, but with a little bit of a feedback. If you're on speakerphone, you probably want to speak directly into the phone.
Yes. Okay. First of all, last election, do we know how many people was registered to vote? 86,000. Yeah.
Well, hold on, caller. I heard that question. I heard that question, but your audio don't sound good.
Yeah, 86,000, somewhere around 86,000 there. And 60,000 voted.
You hear me?
No, not too good.
What's the problem?
Yeah, I hear. Can you hearing him good?
Yeah, I heard. It was about 86,000 or so people were registered, and then 60,000 or so voted. Just a little above 60,000.
And 60,000 voted, right?
Right.
And NNP got 27, 28, 29, somewhere like that, and NDC got 21.
Right.
So, where were the 26 voters, the 20,000 voters? What happened?
Well, my brother.
To state.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I make that point to mention the St. Peter issue, having a third party. For me, Kim Jones was trying to belittle. That's what I think. Belittle Peter and ridicule Peter. But Peter have a say. Peter is liked by many people here in Grenada. And most of the supporters that in the NMP was there for Peter. You know that, Kim?
Right, well, I know the caller who is speaking, Junior. I know the caller very well, and I know he's a fan of Peter, very, very much so. So
I'm not a fan of Peter, Kim. I'm not a fan of Peter. I'm just saying that Peter have a say in politics. Most of the fans in the NMP are with Peter, and you just mentioned about the NDC supporters. They don't change, but in politics, anything can happen anytime. People saying people go anywhere. So I don't see it as Peter don't have a say, in politics. Anything can happen. And it could be a party. That's my point I want to make.
Okay.
Right. Well, Junior, and I'll repeat. I know the caller very well. It's a nice.
Not the best, but we got what you're saying.
Yes, I know the caller very well, man. He's a good pal. He's a strong Peter man. A lot of them would hide and say no, they're not Peter man and not Peter man. All of these people, they're acolytes of Peter David, right? And some of them, they used to be front and center with NDC, but they were not really NDC. Some of these people, they were Peter, supporting Peter David, not hardcore, genuine NDC supporters, right? So, at the end of the day, some people believe that because 80-something thousand people registered to vote, it means that because 60 voted, the 20,000 or 20-something thousand, these people are ready for the taking, are available for the taking. Some of these people migrated. Do you know how many people we have? Well, Junior would know, and Ion, you would know, who left Grenada for greener pastures, and year on year in the United States, in Trinidad, in Canada, in the United Kingdom, who left, and they are registered. They are registered. Some died. So the canvassing will determine whether these people are actually here. Because I tell people, if you do accurate canvassing, you would know the people who migrated in your community. You would know the people who died on the voters list. You would know the new people who registered, and you would know those who actually voted before and been on the list for humping amount of years. So the canvassing will determine that. But a lot of these people who on the list migrated, and some decided, well, boy, I don't want to be involved in politics. So, for example, you go and speak to a Jehovah's Witness, right? And they will tell you, no, they're not voting. Some of these people, I don't know, there might be one or two who might say, boy, for the country's sake, they're going to be voting, but they believe in that kind of philosophy, not to be partaking in this kind of thing. And it's a church that is growing. You're talking about thousands of people, but these people are actually registered too on the voters list. And there are other people for other reasons who just don't vote, but they get the ID card for the purpose of doing business, purpose of just being Grenadian, showing your ID, and you have to go to the bank and they ask you for 2 IDs now, so you have to get an NIS and a national ID or a passport. Convenience, some will say. So again, it's not just a situation where, boy, 20,000 people didn't vote and they up for the taking. No. Why Peter David, for example, numbers are not growing? You look at the last 2 elections, Peter David numbers is declining in terms of the amount of people who are actually voting for him in his constituency. This man beat Claudette Joseph by, well, it was 800 and something votes, 826 votes in 2018, A good cut skid, Claudette Joseph in 2022 run against the same guy, and she lost by 211 votes. So it's not that people are going out and support the guy and so on. And mind you, the amount of people who are registered in that constituency remain the same. The same for the 2 elections. The same figure, if my memory serves me right. And I'm simply saying his numbers is not growing. No.
Let's go back to the phone. Let me get a caller on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Calling from St. Andrews.
St. Andrews,
good night to Django and Kim, and good night to yourself, Junior.
Thank you.
I think, from my perspective, I think the fate of Peter is already decided. Because remember, in his press briefing, he said that's the start of the beginning, right? That's the start of the beginning. So I don't think he will go in a corner and sit down there and not do something, whether he do his own party, whether he join the NDC organization. I don't know what he will do, but he said that's the start of the beginning. And also, we have to be proud of the prime minister that we have, because the prime minister that we have, he doesn't exclude anybody. He includes everybody. So if he's talking unity, he's talking unity on a general, holistic sense. He has everybody in the loop, right? And I think as Grenadians, the political atmosphere has shifted. And we seeing that the world is shifting, because if you look at what happening in Burkina Faso, if you look at what happening in East Africa, with all Rwanda and all these countries and them, is young leaders standing up to the test of time. And I think, it's a real fruitful conversation. And I hope that more young people is involved in these kind of process, so that they will know what we are up against. Because as we speak right now, Kit, I don't know if he is there, but he's at Holy Innocents. The NNP is at Holy Innocents at this moment. And that is the thing that we need to see on the ground with NDC, right? NDC, we are on the ground. The government is doing a lot of work, but we cannot just stand idly by. There's a lot of work to be done. So we have to be engaging people and encouraging people. But when it comes to Peter David, I will go with what he said. He said that is the start of the beginning. That's the end of the beginning. Or that's the start of the beginning, something like that.
Right.
So have a good night, everyone, and boots on the ground.
Thank you so much, San Andrew. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
What's your take on this, Django?
We have to be honest here, and we have to understand the field in which we're playing. This whole game we're playing here is a game of numbers. Every number, because I've seen elections, as Kim pointed out earlier, we lost an entire election by 6 votes in Karakou. You have to make sure you have cushion and buffer. You don't want to have no close call because watch, as it is in some instances, sensitivity causes people to walk away from political organizations. You don't want to have a situation where you have 2 seats more than the opposition and you have some kind of sensitive discussion and they walk away and they turn the whole parliament upside down. You want to win handsomely and comfortably. Whatever numbers we could get, and I'm sticking to my point, whatever extra numbers we could get, we need to hold on to it. We need to hold on. We need to get more votes. We don't have enough buffer zone between the numbers. We only won by about 3,000 votes. We need to have, look, 2008, when we won, we had 11 seats. Yes? We expelled 10 prominent members of the party in one convention, one day. You lost an election for 10 years. You lost 2 back-to-back elections following that decision because your buffer zone wasn't big enough. We need to have as much support as possible that supports the government, support the agenda of the political organization. Me, I hear not gonna talk about who this and who that and we don't want back that and watch. Let me tell you something. The people that saying that, I'm reading the comments. Earlier, be very careful. We need every vote. We're not taking individuals from outside of our home and put them in our kitchen to cook our food. They could poison us. But if they come and they could help pound 2 nails to build the house and make our, well, not the house, build the hut and make the hut stronger, let us hold them close. This thing about alienating people, this is not the place for that. Politics don't need that. That is what NNP is doing. We can't do what they're doing. We need to embrace all the fallouts you see happening there. You don't have to put them in your kitchen, as I said. Let them support you. Let them walk. Let them prove to the other side that, listen to me, that is the better organization. I am now a soldier for the people that I fight against. I fought against in the past. We need the hands. We need the hands on deck. We need extra boots on the ground. We have places in the mountain that we need to go and campaign. Our soldiers may not know where. Our soldiers may not be able to do it. If these people that fell out with the new National Party, they know, could travel the distance and bring the bacon home for us, let us get the bacon. This fight is not about a man and who this is about securing governance for a long time here. And we need less opponents as possible. We need more supporting our agenda.
If that being the case, why then the Prime Minister don't call election like right now?
No, you see, that is a premature election. There's no reason to call election right now. What we need to do, if we got 31,000 votes this election, make sure all members, all candidates are crunching the numbers now. So when we call election, we guarantee we have 50,000 votes and give us a better mandate. Take your time, send them out in the constituencies and consolidate, because with this fallout, I'm telling you, a lot of NNP supporters and ex-NNP supporters, they're not happy. Let us make them comfortable. We ain't giving them the world. Let us engage them. Hear how we could collaborate. Because what? I have a philosophy that I believe that public enemy number one in Grenada here is the old Mitchell. You know? He has more hate against him than anybody else in Grenada. So let us consolidate, hold as much people that is hating this guy, and let us pull them and work against him. He is our enemy. He is our number one enemy, Grenada's enemy. Grenada is almost retarded in terms of progress. because of this one man and all his decisions. Millions of dollars gone after Ivan in the different garden groups and the hotels. Millions we lost in lawsuits. He has cost us many. Let us consolidate the numbers. Let us get as much support as we can get on the ground, and let us win the next election handsomely. That should be our number one agenda. Not chasing people and alienating people because you believe they support. Watch. Not because a man was a Seventh-day Adventist last week can be a Catholic today. He may not be the best Catholic, but he could preach the gospel from that side. Let us walk them because they were our enemies. Let us get them in, give them our handbook, let them pray to the rest of their friends and families. We need every vote to support. We need every vote to support the National Democratic Congress. We need to have 50-something thousand votes on our side. Let Keith and Clarice and whosoever it is again, let them get one little bit again over there. We need the majority of votes in a big way.
All right. Got another caller on the line. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from? Oh, caller got cool.
Right. Yeah, let me.
Hold on. Okay, Kim, before you respond, let me just take this caller real quick. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hi, good evening. Junior, I have a question for Ian. Hi, Ian. I'm asking you, you seem to sympathize with Peter David coming back to the NDC, and we all understand that. But Peter has proven that power is what he's after, and power motivates him. Why do you think if we accept Peter back into the NDC party, he wouldn't come and disrupt the NDC party, and it would be almost like undermine the Prime Minister at the moment? Why do we see trouble and tend to willing to see if we could change it? I mean, he already make his decision. Why cannot we like him from a distance? We're not stopping him from voting. He's free to vote. Everybody's free to vote. But why bring him back into the party when he's proven he could be a disruptor? Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller.
I'll listen for your answer, Ian.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, all right. Ian?
Yes, if the caller has listened to what I've said, even before this point, my political father and brother told me about the 3 different embraces. I'm saying that again. Not everybody you embrace politically have to be with a hug. There are individuals you have to tap on the shoulder. There are individuals you would shake their hand. I am not advocating for Peter to become part of the NDC. What I'm advocating for is for us to engage with the fallout that took place with the NNP, to capitalize on all the people now that supported Peter to support the National Democratic Congress. Because we need more votes. I am not saying Peter would come on and run for NDC. I wouldn't support that because, remember, I was at the convention when they were expelled, I was there. I and George joined the NDC. Furthermore, I've been a part of the National Democratic Congress since 2003, and I said that on the program before. This is my 21st year supporting the NDC and only the NDC. I've only voted for one party in my life. I've never supported the New National Party. I don't see myself supporting the New National Party. I don't ascribe to anything that the New National Party proposes. I am not in any way liking what they do, how they created the policies. And I have been public ever since I was a younger man. Look, all my beard is grey now. So I've always been speaking on the agenda of the National Democratic Congress. If it is we reach to a point where we need to get more numbers because we need more numbers, we embrace who bring the numbers. Peter doesn't have to be a member of the party. This is about the 5th time I probably said that on this program for the night. He don't have to be a member of the party.
I just got a video that was just sent to me. I want to play it back. This is an address by Peter David, just released seconds ago. Let's listen in.
Sisters and brothers, since the year is still relatively new, I take the opportunity to wish every Grenadian at home and abroad a successful and peaceful 2025, a year in which we build stronger bonds of friendship and strive for a more caring and compassionate society. We cannot hope for God's goodness to be running after us if we can't find our goodness to share with our fellow man. Let this new year be a new dawn, an opportunity to make history, not mischief. I thought it was important that I address you on matters of politics, especially given what transpired in the old year. When I joined the NMP a decade or so ago, I did so with a deep belief in the party's ideals of progress, inclusivity, and democracy. I dedicated myself fully to its mission and significantly contributed to its victories in 2 successive elections. I had faith that the NMP was an organization committed to empowering its members and fostering an environment where ambition and freedom of ideas could thrive based on democratic principles, merit, and the collective good. However, over the last year, my experience within the party has starkly contradicted these values. The actions of the party leadership, including the public personal attacks, the spreading of falsehoods, and the deliberate attempt to undermine my integrity and that of several other long-standing dedicated members, have left me disillusioned within this organization. Despite numerous provocations, I chose to remain focused on the work we were elected to do and the people we were meant to serve. I ran my campaign for leadership openly, transparently, and respectfully, adhering to the rules even when they were unfairly used against me. I hoped the process would be fair, democratic, and inclusive, and I always made it clear that I would support whoever emerged from such a contest. Unfortunately, as the convention approached, the leadership resorted to personal attacks, branding me as a poison and a cancer in the party that they needed to be rid of simply because I aspired to lead. Many colleagues who privately supported a new direction remained silent as this unfolded publicly. It became clear that I needed to re-evaluate my place within the new National Party. Regrettably, the direction of the new National Party is no longer an environment where democratic principles or mutual respect are upheld. It is no longer an environment in which I care to dedicate the rest of my days in politics or in life. It is no longer an environment of which I am proud to be a part. Against this background, today, Monday, January 20th, 2025, I submitted my resignation from the new National Party. I did so after deep reflection and consulting with my constituents. I want to make it clear that this resignation is not a reflection of the good people and supporters of the party, most of whom are decent, hard-working individuals who still hold the values that initially drew me to the NNP. Nor is it a critique of those of several colleagues who continue to serve with honor and dedication. My decision is solely based on the party's leadership and the current direction, which betrays the very principles of fairness and opportunity that it once promised. It sends a damaging message to any party member with ambition that they must not seek leadership unless it is sanctioned from the top, lest they face vilification. This is not the democratic and inclusive party I once believed in. While I cease to be a member of the NMP, I will continue my representation as Member of Parliament for the town of St. George, getting up every day, being eternally grateful to be in the service of the people of my constituency. I return to Parliament as an independent member. My commitment to representing all Grenadians, advocating for policies that improve the lives of our people, and upholding the values of integrity and service to country remains steadfast. I trust that in time, the true spirit of democratic governance will return to the political landscape of our nation, and all Grenadians will have the opportunity to thrive in a society where fairness, opportunity, and respect for one another are guiding principles. I keep you in my prayers, and I ask that you keep me in yours. Together, let us never let the sun go down on love for our fellow man. I thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Yeah, so we just watched there a video that was just sent to us just moments ago. As soon as it was released, we aired it live. I didn't even get a chance to preempt it. So this is live. This is technology. Kim, your reaction, your instant reaction on what we saw here tonight.
Well, Hamlet Mac at work. Further, Peter David is a political pagati in the hot sun. You know pagati in the hot sun. They call it there's a name for it, you know. Each.
Coach.
Yeah, well, he's Peter David is a political pagati in the hot sun, and all I have to say here is rest in peace politically, Peter. You come too late to cry. You come too late to play nice and talk about God. I thought Ian Chester and them believe in a kind of thing. How you talking about God all of a sudden? So all of a sudden, Peter, you are God man now. Oh. Well, it's good. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. But at the end of the day, my brother, Peter David, I looked at Peter there and I pity the guy. He is old school. He's fighting to get his way in this modern time. Peter is irrelevant. And I wanted to say before the video played, you have in politics addition and subtraction. And there are some people who you may perceive could come on board or come back on board and give you addition, and they can actually subtract from what you have. So it has to be calculated carefully. It just can't be a thing that, like a man and he could think and he could talk and he could... Watch me. There's a lot of NDC. A lot of NDC people who up to today never forgive this guy for what he did to Tillman Thomas and the NDC, And hear this. Peter can't come back in NDC. Mark my words. And there's no cleaning in the yard for him. The yard already clean.
Quite on the road.
Yeah, let's stay away there. He's toxic politically. Peter is a toxic guy politically. Everywhere he goes, there is problems and trouble politically. He's a political pagate. He's a cowitch in the hot sun. NDC is at peace. NDC is moving forward. It's a united team behind one leader. And the man poor hungry. You don't want him around this young team of men and women who focus and purpose driven. The guy only want power and he will do anything for it. You don't want him around that team. Bye-bye, Peter. Later, Peter. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Django, what's your thoughts on the address?
You could see a gentleman that is in a lot of pain and disappointment from his demeanor. You could see he was highly disappointed by the guy. Like I said earlier, the marriage was not supposed to happen. That's a bad fit. That wasn't no way Peter had to be involved in this NMP business. You still know, looking at his demeanor, I'm still looking at the video running in the background. You can see he's like, you see his shoulder slouched, disappointed, embarrassed to say. But it's a pity, boy. It is a pity. It is a pity. It is a pity. It is a pity because I want to believe that the gentleman had good value to add to the political discourse in terms of him running on 2 tickets and never lost his seat on no side. So that shows that he has support on both sides of the fence in a sense. Even both parties carry the same or similar base. But it's something that was not really done here much. Alan Walker did it in St. Andrew, Northeast and Northwest. I think he lost in Northeast. But you don't find much people running on both sides of the different parties and winning a seat. So that shows that he has some level of support in terms of the voting population. But it's something that is a wasted opportunity for him, because if his whole intention or his childhood dream was to be the prime minister of this country, the missteps and the bad advice, the ill advice, the bad friends took that away from you. It's sad. It's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. I wouldn't wish that for my worst enemy to be in a situation like that, because nationally, what is happening now, you're going to see the NNP starting to hate. The same hate that Kim spoke about to the NDC hating him. you would find that now from the NNP. So you now becomes a hated person in your own country, in your own space, in your own constituency. So it's really a sad situation. I really wish there was a better way to solve this problem, but it is what it is. My father used to always tell me, young man, how you make your bed, that is how you will sleep in the night. Yeah, so that is Peter's destiny that is just playing out in front of us there.
Let's jump on the phone line. We got a call. Okay, 1 second. We got a call. Hold on for a little bit. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Hi, Junior. I'm calling for Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
This is for Django. Django, and this don't want back Peter David. Whether about numbers game or not, I could never forget what Peter David do to Uncle Tilly. We don't want him back on NDC. And I'm being honest, one count might not be enough, but I'm already planning to come to Grenada to vote for NDC. And if Peter David is there, I am not coming and vote for NDC because Peter David is not to be trusted. We don't want him back on NDC. We don't want him back. If he retire right now and the people that he has want to vote for NDC, let it come and vote for NDC. We don't want Peter David. Let him go in retirement. We don't want him back.
That is what we want.
Right. All right. Thank you, caller.
Well, Junior, I want to put it a disclaimer in.
I
had to put it that because I never said at no point during the program that Peter coming back and should come back in NDC. The point I'm going to reiterate again, we need to capitalize on the fallout of what took place. So the people that supported Peter and is upset now, we need to get them to support us because we need more votes.
Yeah. So in the address there by Peter, he said the people within the party NNP, well, he mentioned some words: poison,
cancer,
delusional. I mean, boy, I'm sorry for the guy, but deep down, Junior, I'm glad that thing playing out. So watch Peter. Watch me, Junior. Check out Peter on that screen, Peter go and cry and sing and Hamlet and them boys and them go and cry down in the south. But here it is. Junior, you see, the tongue, that constituency, the tongue of St. George is a very small constituency. I think it's the tongue of St. George and St. Mark. They're the two smallest, if I am correct, right? Or if I'm not mistaken. Peter doesn't carry much weight. And if you speak right now to the business people in St. George's, they don't want to see Peter. They don't want to see Peter. Before, Peter was a superstar to them. But you see, trust is a very, very, very big thing in any organization. And sometimes you could move from one organization, you have your flaws, you may, certain things may happen. And then you regain the trust of people. So I'm not saying that a person cannot regain the trust of people. But when you do a lot, it's not easy to regain the trust of the people within the NDC where Peter David is concerned. I could tell you that. There are a lot of people who they just don't want the guy close to nothing NDC. And I think they're correct. Because everywhere the guy goes, there is problems. I'm not saying he's the one causing it always, but it just follows him. You don't want that. Watch me. You don't see NDC. NDC is organized. NDC is focused. They have a young, intelligent, smart, bright, well, them ladies and they're calling him handsome now, the Prime Minister, who is all about Grenada and the people of Grenada, transforming the people, making the people live better, their standard of living and so on. And the guy don't involve in no melee. You ain't hear the most honorable Deacon Mitchell talk anything about Peter and NNP and all the stupidness what happening. No, he just came from China. China, man, signed 13 MOUs to better the lives of the people of Grenada. Cairo competing, man. He don't have time for that stupidness what happening in NNP, And Peter and Peter David with the whole stupidness what happening there with the resignation. We expected that. At the end of the day, NDC is in the right place with the right team of men and women, and they're doing a damn good job. And you see, when there is stability, don't invite trouble to come and stop the thing and mash up the thing. We don't want that.
Right.
That's just my take.
All right, guys, we have a hard stop in the next 7 minutes. But
But Junior, big up the folks on Vibes FM, because
Vibes
we know,
FM, yes,
the program is being carried there
okay.
concurrently on the radio.
Big up the folks in Carriacou and in Grenada, all over Grenada.
Yes.
Pastor of St. Vincent as well. Vibes FM, Kim the King, big up yourself.
Yes.
And we have to tell the folks in Carriacou, we will be coming there for Monday night mass. Look out
that's
for
nice.
us to pump up the
You know, Junior, I played with you last time. I played with you last time.
I
man.
see that.
Yes,
you know.
I played with you. I mean,
vibes.
Yeah,
Also,
cool.
guys, I gotta tell you that we are having our second island-wide talking tour, where we go right around the island and talks, and we stop off on every single beach straight across the island. If you want to register for that, hit up riders as soon as possible. We have about 4 more space left. You saw the chaos from the last time, right? So if you want to be a part of that, give us a call. Write the number down. Call me in the morning. 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got a caller on the line. Caller on the line, go right ahead.
Yes, hi, good night, Junior. I'm calling from Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Crown Heights, Brooklyn, go right ahead.
What Peter David had did to Uncle Tillman, it was an injustice to know that he hurt this man who is how much times his age. And there's a saying, what goes around comes around. I don't feel sorry for Peter at all. And I agree with the last caller, and I agree with Kem Jones, what he said. Peter is not to be trusted. And we as NDC supporters and those that are involved in the NDC, we have to be very careful around people like him, and not even people like him, even people in our own political party have to be so careful. Because sometimes the person you're shaking hands and grinning teeth with and smiling is the same one that will betray you in the end. It is sad, because to me it's like, how I look at it is like, Kit maybe give him an opportunity, like, oh, well, if you come over, you're going to be the next leader, or you're going to be this. But look what he done. He just he used him like a piece of paper towel. He used him up, and when he done, he just dash him in the corner. He don't even consider him. And this is to teach us a lesson, what people will do to you. What people will do to you, and look what you did. It's like, to be honest with you, Junior, Kit Mitchell finished this man political career. He crushed it. Because I'm sure that Peter was, okay, well, you know what, I'm going to come over, and then we're going to make a deal, and then I'm going to be leader. But Kit had no intention of making this man a leader, or much less prime minister, or second in command. He just used him for his own convenience, and when he done, he tossed him out like he's nothing, like he's piece of trash. And now you're coming on social media talking a bunch of crap. It's like people don't want to listen to Peter David. So I think he should just rest in peace with his political career and just move on. Just nobody's not feeling no sympathy for you, because look at what you have done. You have destroyed someone, and what you want people feel sympathy for you. So I think Kit destroyed that man political career. It's sad, but I don't have sympathy for him.
All right, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we get a response, let's go back to the next call on the phone lines. That's going to be our last call. Caller, live on the phone line. Go right ahead. Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good day, Junior. Junior, I had 2 callers back to back.
Yeah.
Blaming Peter for what he did to Tillman. But they must know that in 1987, Tillman together with Alexis Breezen, and the first 2 in 86 was Fizzle St. Louis and Kenny Larson. They walk away from the cabinet. That they did the same thing like what Peter did. So it's a karma, as they say. So 2008, when Peter did that to Tillman, I think it was payback for what he did to play in 1987. And people must get a history and know the facts. So they blame Peter for what he done to Tillman, but they didn't blame Tillman for what he done to play in 87. So it's a karma. That's what I want to clear.
All right. Thank you so much, caller. Kem, anything you want to add?
Well, what I could tell you, if we have a next 15, 20 more minutes, this caller will call 10 times. I mean, he's a Peter acolyte in my belief. And I expect him to call again. Because what he just said there is nonsense. Walking out from a cabinet and walking out from a party, or being expelled from a party and with a bad conduct, and so totally different, And if he should tell you why that took place during that period of time, because I know, and it was for good reasons, right? But at the end of the day, look, Uncle Tilly is honorable. He's decent. I every time I go to a funeral of a NDC supporter, I would see Uncle Tilly just nice and calm and peaceful and simple. The man blessed, yeah, he blessed. Don't worry. If there is 15 more minutes, he'll call the same caller. We'll call about 10 times.
All right. Let's conclude. Let's wrap it up now because we're at that time right now. Django, your final closing words.
Let us capitalize on the opportunity. This was, it could be a blessing in disguise. I am not saying, I have to continue to put the disclaimer out, not advocating for Peter David to be part of the National Democratic Congress. I am advocating for the National Democratic Congress to capitalize on the fallout of the new National Party and the Peter David situation. So that's it. That is it. We're capitalizing on the situation. That is it from me this evening.
All right. All right. Kem, final closing words?
Well, Junior, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your very popular platform. I think you're one of the bigger giants in this business. If there is a room for nomination, I will nominate you as mostly entrepreneur of the year. You have been doing wonders in Grenada. You're a visionary. You're a visionary. I want to big you up. Django is my brother and friend. He has he played a very significant role in Youth for Change, and Django was the man. He was the chairman most of nearly all the meetings and so on. He has flair. He has vibes. He's a solid NDC man. And, rightly indicated, he never that Peter should join. Right? So we respect that, Django, and you don't have to worry. People know where you stand. You're a solid NDC supporter, my brother. But Junior, for me, I like what I'm seeing. I am not sorry for Peter, right? Even if I said earlier, pity him and I kind of sorry for him, but genuinely deep down, I ain't sorry for him. I like what is happening to him. It's payback time. I don't think he has any political future. That's just my take. Grenada is not a place that would entertain third party. So jokey making with that. Peter is still goods, and I wish him all the best in political asylum and in the back room. And let him do what he got to do in the back room. That's just my take on it. And let's continue to remain focused. We have a good team of men and women doing good for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and let's remain on that trajectory. Let's remain on that path. Good things are happening for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
All right, thank you. I said final call, but this call came in. I just had to take it. Caller, you live. Just your final quick questions. Caller, are you there?
Maybe Peter David are calling you, be careful.
No, okay. All right, so caller, we're not hearing you. I'm sorry about that, but we have to wrap. We have to wrap up. Thanks again, everyone, for your contribution. Kem, thank you. Django, thank you for your input. And of course, the folks who sent me this video, we just had to pull it in quickly. That's why we love technology. You get to do things in instantly. And we appreciate everyone for their input on this platform. Kem, thank you, my brother. Django, thank you, my brother. And we appreciate you. We'll keep in touch again, all right? All right, cool. Yeah. Again, guys, right along live, we always open the platform for everyone. And I've been making this call since 2023, 2024. I've been making this call all the time. We are asking the opposition, the new leader of the NNP, Emmeline Pierre. This platform is open to conversate, right? And as you can see, we're a very respectful platform. We want to hear your point of view. We want to hear what you have to say. Lay it out on the table. Let's conversate. It don't make a sense you hiding away or you're shying away and whatever happened last year and the year before when you stood me up and you didn't come, I forget about that. All right. That's not even on my mind right now. Let's forge a new relationship where people could hear what you have to say. You can't win an election by just your cheerleader supporting you. Let's hear what your perspective is. We'd love to invite you on the platform. So if anyone hearing this, please tag her or anyone that could make it happen. We want to hear from the opposition right here on this platform. All right? Right? And of course, Peter David. We spoke, and I believe that Peter will take me up on the offer to appear on Ride Along Live. We look forward to it as well. All right? Nice. Guys, we got to thank everyone for supporting the ride concept, guys. The ride, it has gone like beyond our wildest imagination. This business, guys, we built this whole ride tuk-tuk initiative in 1 month. It's unstoppable. Although a lot of people been coming through the grapevines with their negative or the initiative to sort of negate our progress. But we are unstoppable. And we thank you, the supporters, who continue to defend when you see that we are putting in the work to change the landscape and to bring new initiative and new ideas to the market. Right? So all the naysayers, all the people that may come out, all the people that may try to degrade or downgrade, it's an unstoppable platform with the riders. As I say, don't mess with the riders, right? Don't mess with the riders. The riders they're very serious about what they believe in. And we appreciate you and thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Attention, Grenadians and friends. Join us for a night of celebration and culture as the Consulate General of Grenada in New York, in collaboration with the Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee, proudly present Grenada's 51st Anniversary of Independence Gala. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 1st at the Anthems located at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village. The festivities kick off at 9 p.m. and continue until 2 a.m. Formal attire is required. Enjoy an unforgettable evening filled with vibrant entertainment from the sensational InSync Band and DJ Jude. Tickets are just $200 and they are available by calling the Grenada Consulate at 212-590 699-0301. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to celebrate Grenada's independence with friends and family. Join us for a night of unity, joy, and pride in our heritage. We can't wait.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Yeah, guys, listen. It's 2025. Stop keeping your business a secret, right? It's time to send your business viral. Advertising on Ride Along Live is the conduit, is the platform to take you there. If you have a business and you want to advertise, call us now or inbox us for our stunning rates. Listen, for a lot of the programs who get far less reach than us, our rates are competitive, much more competitive than even some of the major network, and we reach more. So if you want to send your business viral for the whole world to get more orders, you got to advertise on Ride Along Live. Give us a call or inbox us today. The phone number that you call is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Write it down or inbox us right now, and we'll send you a package that I'm telling you, it's unbeatable. Advertise on Ride Along Live. It pays to advertise.
Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ride Along Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business grows.
Thank you guys for watching. On behalf of all of our production crew here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, all of our moderators, our team members, all of our riders in studio, because we're physical and we're virtual, right? So the folks who work at our headquarters in the Esplanade Mall, we say thank you so much to Kendra, to Mark, to Reynolds, to all of our drivers, to everyone, to Sheba, to Walker, everybody at Team Ride Along, Johnny, big up yourself, the whole crew. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We love you. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease.
Ride Along Live.